As you all know, our current product on the market is the Chair 11 Black. This chair is amazing. It is super great. It does everything you need, but we've decided that it is not enough. And we have a new innovative design, and we have called it the Chair 11 Black Mini. The Chair 11 Black Mini is the exact same thing as the Chair, but we have removed the backrest to make it more uncomfortable, but smaller. Smaller because the chair itself wasn't small enough. So now you have a chair that's less comfortable and less convenient, but it's new and you should buy it. Hey, why did we make this product again? This doesn't make any sense. Well, if you understood that chair analogy, then bravo to you. If you didn't, it'll make sense later. One thing that I've enjoyed doing lately is looking at new products that have come out and kind of giving them a critical eye. You know, looking at the good things about them, looking at the bad things. And I think a lot of YouTubers, you know, they're paid to make these videos, especially when a new product comes out. They're either paid or they're given some kind of incentive to do that video. But we don't have enough YouTubers that are going to give you like their full-blown honest review, a full critique of the product itself, the good, the bad, without getting paid and without having the pressure of actually saying what you think. So I'm going to talk about the GoPro Hero 11 Mini Black. Wow, that's a lot. Hero 11 Black Mini, because GoPro just released that, and it almost doesn't make sense. So we're gonna look at it. And here I have two stacks of cards. Okay, so this stack right here, this is the stack of the good things. All right, the good things. Now this stack right here, this is the stack of the not so good things. That's a lot compared to the good. So let's go over it so you can decide if this is for you. Number one, hopefully you can see that. It has the same specs as the 11. So that's pretty straightforward. You expect them to put the same capability that's in the 11 and the 11 Mini so that people actually have a reason to upgrade to the 11 Mini. Now the second thing is a smaller design. So you have the same specs of the 11 and you get that in a slightly smaller design. So I wrote down smaller design, but is it actually smaller? I know it's shorter in length. So if you have your GoPro, right, I have my GoPro, it's gonna be shorter in length, right? Chop the screen off, it's like a little square. It's the same height as the 11. This is not the 11, this is the 8 Black. I'm just using it for reference. It's the same height, but it is wider. So you have to ask yourself, does that even make sense for you? And did they even listen to the consumers? And did the consumer say, hey, we want something the same height but wider and shorter, and we want it for this, and this use? That's what I'm wondering, why they went with that design. I don't know if it's gonna really make a difference for the average GoPro user. It might for people that put it on their helmet, or people that are flying FPV. Maybe it might work better for the people that are using it for that. Dun dun dun! The stack that you've been waiting for. So I've kind of organized the cons to be like the most bothersome to the least. So the first one we're gonna start with is no screens. I hope that comes through. That would be kind of cool. No screens. There's no screens, okay? There's a little one on the top, okay? There's one right here. That's telling you things like how many minutes do you have left on your SD card, what's the battery life, and what settings have you chosen. Now, that's a problem because no screens means you have to use the GoPro app to be able to make changes, to see actually where your camera is pointing. And I find that problematic because for someone like me that uses the GoPro for POV, you know, if I place it here, if I place it on a suction cup in my car, I need to know where that thing is pointing. And I would rather pay the extra money to get something with screens and sacrifice some size to get that, because that's like, those are your eyes, man. That's what you need to be able to see what you're pointing at. And it would be nice to have screens so that I can toggle through the different settings that I've set up. You can argue that this can be done like on your app and your phone, but let's say your phone dies. What are you gonna do then? You're out and about and you're using your phone for other things, and then you're using it to get on the app, and all of a sudden your phone dies, or let's say your phone's really slow. there's just so many things in between that can go wrong that would just stop you from being able to use this Mini in an easy way. It has a built-in battery. What does this mean? For those of us who do things like POV, I have several batteries that I use and that I switch out during a recording session. And to know that I have one battery that's gonna die and that's gonna cause me anxiety because then I have to charge it, that to me is that's a big no-go. I mean, I was reading that you can connect it to like a power bank and charge it that way. But again, this is like a convenience thing, and technology is supposed to make things convenient for us, not more difficult. So why do I need to worry about my battery dying or hooking it up to a power bank when I could just have a few batteries with me? Boom, pop one in, it dies, pop it out, pop another one in. I make it pop like 100 batteries in that thing. I don't know what I would be doing with 100 batteries, but yeah, I mean, it's a great idea, and I understand that it's meant to be that way for the design to work, but I don't know, it's like design, convenience, which one do you want? I don't know, I think I would pick convenience in this matter. Recording time. I was watching David Manning's video, bravo on the video, my friend, and he was saying that at 1080/30 it could record up to 2 hours. So that's at 1080. Imagine if you're shooting at 5K, 24 frames per second. I need to wait for somebody to do a test on that, but I can't imagine it's going to be better than 2 hours, and I don't think that's a good thing either. So no screens, no removable battery, possible less recording time, and the next one I would say is important is overheating. Has that become an issue? I haven't seen anybody make a review about it yet, but I have seen reviews on GoPro's website under the review section. So I have some of the reviews pulled up right there. Daniel B says, too much heat generation. Fatty, sorry brother. He says, convenient size and graphics, but shoots 5K footages for 6 minutes only on easy mode before it is too overheated and corrupts the file. It also gets overheated very quickly when just connected to my computer for a few minutes. Ooh. So there's some real life reviews there. IS says, a bit too warm during setup. I'm not sure what that means. So just from the reviews, it seems like there could be an overheating problem. It sounds like there is, but usability. So if we take all these things that we just mentioned and we just think about the usability and the convenience, this kind of goes back to my chair analogy at the beginning. And it's like, okay, we have a chair, right? This is the design of the chair. We're gonna introduce another chair, AKA the GoPro Hero 11 Mini Black. And we're gonna actually make it not really that much smaller, just slightly different dimensions. Really not that much lighter, but we're gonna make it super inconvenient and super uncomfortable to use. With that bar stool chair, you have no back to just relax on. The actual surface area where your butt goes is smaller and arguably more uncomfortable. And we're gonna charge just slightly less for it, so we can say that, you know, it's a better deal. But it does the exact same thing. The specs on the 11 and the 11 Mini are the exact same. However, the usability is not the same, and that's like one of my big points. My last card here is price, and it's like right now with the Black Friday deals, I think you can get the 11 for $349.99, and then the Mini is $299.99. So there's a $50 difference between one that's a beast with screens and all these things that's like your standard GoPro, and then for $50 less you get the same thing in a package that's like a pain in the butt to use. So before you go out there and you go and buy this Mini, you got to think for your second about all these things and wonder, hey, is this actually worth it? Like, why did they make this product? I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a good deal for the average GoPro user. So yeah, price wise, I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. I mean, I would want to keep my GoPro with screens. Look at that. Now let me get to the last point. Who is the GoPro 11 Mini for? And I sort of mentioned it before, and it's probably for FPV guys. It would have a little bit smaller footprint for us POV guys. You know, I do street photography and I like to attach the GoPro on my chesty mount. And I think, I don't think it's gonna make a big difference, to be honest. It sounds like the guys that use it for FPV, or let's say, you know, dirt bike POV, they're putting it right here, and it's not that much lighter than a standard GoPro either. Granted, I have the Hero 8 Black, which is a slightly older camera. Mine weighs in at 126 grams, and this new Mini weighs in at 133. So it's actually heavier than the one I have. And in comparison to the 11, The 11 is 154, so 133 versus 154, that's not much of a weight savings. And then you're only going to charge 50 bucks less. They should have just put less resolution or less specs in the Mini so that you could have longer battery life, less overheating, and have a lower price. I mean, why would I pay 50 bucks less? I just get the 11. Just get the 11. It's 350. It's 50 bucks more. Well, guys, that's all you need to know for now. I think I went over the most important things, and I think it's really going to help you decide. The last thing I want to say is I'm not hating on GoPro because I use their products, but this one is a questionable product. And I think videos like this, videos that are not sponsored or I'm not receiving some sort of incentive to make it, allows me to sort of talk about this in a real world way and kind of give you my thoughts and opinions. And that's all this video is me giving you my thoughts and opinions on this product. Thank you guys again for watching. My name is Junette. I'm a street photographer out of California. Check out some of my other videos. Smash the like on this one. Hit subscribe if you liked it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.